Go, baby. Finally made it back. Flight delayed. Didn't sleep 48 hours straight and didn't hardly sleep at all in LA. Was that with this pure hunk of good looking man flesh right here, Kristian Peter in 3XP in LA. Was so fun. Met tons of people. Got really connected with a few, such as Crypto Stash, baby. Seth with gosh, who is Seth with again? Seth, he's got a YouTube channel with over 100,000 subs. Wasn't very familiar with somehow. I'd seen him before. And I know Doug Hype said today earlier, he's real close with him. Love that. So the connections are huge. We really connected, spent a lot of time with Dreamer, baby, and Sunbear. Dreamer, really, it felt like genuinely, he's just wanting to hang out with us. After parties, the whole bit, the whole time. How are you doing? What you put out an amazing video earlier today. By the way, let's look at this real quick. So if you haven't seen it yet, you definitely need to see Kristian Peter. You see he put out this video right here on 3XP. Man, it was great. So quickie video. I love it. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Grady. It was so much fun hanging out with you guys. I mean, big shout out to the Brown Gent and Sarge for being my roommates for the last long weekend. It was so cool. Brown Gent making the flight in all the way from Canada to hang out with us and surprise everybody with his winning Wednesday, in the condo. That was so cool. And, just getting a chance to hang out with the entire DFK community. I mean, it was great. It was almost the same as Miami. I mean, we didn't have as many people. I think we had about 25 or so in Miami. I think we probably had about 15 or so here, but the DFK meetup was great. The speakers were amazing here. I mean, you had Jet and Brian D. Evans up on the Decentral stage. You had Dreamer on the main stage talking about Web3 adoption and gaming. You had so many huge projects all putting demos out and some of them on the esports stage. I don't know if you had time to watch that, but I sat there and watched for, a couple of hours as people competed on the esports stage for big prizes. I mean, $5,000 from Champions Ascension and other ones. It was super cool. Did you get a chance to see any of that?
I did not. I missed the entire second day. You know why? Because I was hanging out with Jet at the Neft Brands office, straight hanging out with them the entire day. I mean, I missed Dreamer's speech, everything because of it, and which was killing me. But man, hanging out with Jet was mind blowing right there. And Jeff, the Neft Brands owner, the guy, was right there, bouncing a tennis ball off the wall in his t-shirt, just at their desk, hanging out with them. Like A to Z, we went over each other's life stories. We had a meeting with BitBoy. He just roped me into all his meetings. It's right there. He met, with all these different people. This the director, the main producer on Bitspoke TV, who's putting out the next crypto gym. They're talking about wanting to buy another distributor, for $100 million, trying to work a deal. I'm just like right there on the stream, like on all the chats with them. There's baby, Stash right there. So
Grady, did you see in this Twitter feed where you jump up in the back right here?
Yeah, right there. Oh, let's go. So totally connected with Stash on a solid level, like quite a bit. Just hanging out with the guys. And Altcoin Daily, baby. Spent a lot of time with those guys, just hanging out. So that was cool. Wow. And with Dreamer. So Dreamer, got real. It was awesome. So very bullish on all kinds of things they have going here with DeFi Kingdoms. And I'm exhausted. So I'm still trying to get my bearings straight. And it's like today's been a whirlwind. We did mega Dragons Crossing stream with Doug Hype for hours today. And then, just keeping up with everything has been crazy. Connected with some other guys there too. What's his name? Loudmouth. Some of these Crypto Wendio is there, and connected also with Brian D. Evans. And of course with Jet. When they spoke, it was great seeing them. This video sums it up. You nailed it. right here.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, we had such a great time. I'm still a little bit under the weather. I was like, my voice has been cracking all weekend, but I think that's from partying too much. The after party, after party that we were talking about, it was like you and me and Mosh and Starbuck and Zealous. We all went out after
That's
the
right.
after party to Hollywood Boulevard, baby. We walked the walk of stars. We went to the top, went to the rooftop bar and hung out there. And we lost Starbuck, who actually ended up getting pizza at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we drove back and it was just like, oh my God, such a crazy time. But you're exactly right. I mean, hanging out with Dreamer and Sun Bear and getting a chance to bond with them and chat about everything that's going on right now. It was really cool. And there was some really good people to meet at the conference. I mean, I met several people that I really connected with. I've already had video chats with 2 of them about what projects they're working on. And I think that there's going to be just so much that happens in the next year or 2. It's like so great. And then even getting a chance to talk to Chris and the guys from 3XP, this was their very first conference. So can you imagine what, version 2 is going to look like next year? It's only going to get like 10 times bigger, right?
Oh man, I think so. They did a good job putting it together. It's not easy to do that. We had Chris on the show. We got to spend some time with him. He was finally able to kind of breathe easy a little bit. You could tell his head had been spinning. So, yeah. So we had Mosh Starbuck. We had Brown Gent. We had Sergeant Filthy McNasty. You, me, Eric David Tippett, baby. Yep. I stayed with him several nights. It was awesome connecting with him. He's a gem. Yep. Okay. We had who else? It Tolls for Thee.
Yep.
Baby is a good dude.
We had Sticks Intern.
Yeah, Sticks Intern. Got to meet that crazy fool.
Right from his trial to the DFK meetup. Yeah. And he smashed it. He was so all in. It was such a great time hanging out with him.
Absolutely. Blast. Drop those likes. Tune fed. Yeah. So Ogre didn't make it. Nope. Ogre didn't make it. LA, far away. And so it was just good seeing everybody. We saw a side of Starbuck we've never seen before.
Be careful with tequila and Starbuck. That's for
sure. Hilarious. So I stayed a couple nights with Mosh and Starbuck in the room. Stayed the other nights with Eric David Tippett. It's just like been a blink, and I'm back. I have a bed, so I slept. That was nice. So, man, the alpha that Dreamer was dropping was like wowzers. So where's the roadmap? Where's the updated roadmap? They have a new website here.
Yeah, so I think if you go to the info and you get, if you go click at the very bottom, there's an about button. Maybe there's not on there. Oh, docs. If you go to info and then the very top is docs.
Docs. Okay.
Yeah. And then on the left-hand side is the roadmap. If it's right under the Heroes and NFT. There you go. Roadmap.
So this was interesting. Okay.
And I know that the Bogside guys talked all about this as well. Big shout out to Maddie Pesk and Guy and friends. They were just on and did a great 2-hour stream. So that was awesome going through all of what went on in the AMA, because we were all gone, right? We were all gone. You were at the Weight headquarters, and we were listening to Dreamer on Thursday. We're like, what happened in the AMA? So it's good to get a recap.
I know. So I'm pretty sure I don't think I've listened to this past week's AMA. Which I never missed that. So I thought I would go back and listen to it, but I guess I didn't. I was hanging out with Eric David Tippett and everybody too much. Of course, we stay up late. Man. So this is interesting. So coming next, Bizarre, trade materials or rare items in our order book marketplace, which will allow bulk trading between players. I like it. They've been talking about that for a little while. Expeditions. So this is what Boxside Chats was talking about. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Expeditions? And shout out to Boxside Chats, who always puts out just awesome. They are like first class. I could really see. I mean, Franz is so gifted of a podcaster. They just have a high level podcast, and then it's just a perfect combo with Guy Kid and Maddie Pest, baby. So I love listening to those guys. I don't know about you.
I do too. I always feel like they should give Guy Kid some more airtime, though. I'd like more Guy Kid, baby, more cowbell, baby. Let's go.
It's funny. They're just I would like to hear their history. How far back do they go?
Yeah, you can tell guys like that, like Starbuck, Mosh, and the Beeve, they go back to grade school. It's like, some people are been around for such a good time. That's why it's so much fun hanging out with you guys, though, because, even when we had lunch at that Mexican restaurant, the first day of the conference, it was so awesome to just connect and get a chance to chill with everybody and eat a bunch of Mexican food and have some margaritas. And, it's like we're all old friends. We've only been doing this, though, for like a year and a half. So it was really fun.
Man, wow. Okay, so the expedition, this feature will allow players to send their heroes questing for longer periods of time until the user ends the expedition. That's interesting. That's cool. So that's the second thing coming.
Yeah, so the expeditions to me are just a way that we don't have to bot anymore, right? Because you can just send your heroes out and let them farm, unlimited. So maybe you go out and you let them farm for a couple of days and you go and take them out of the farm when you need to go do something else, like refeed a pet, I guess, or whatever. But that's a nice way to not have to go out there and click on buttons for 3 times every day.
Okay, and then they got a built-in tournament feature, which they've had that going for a little while too. Like they were ready to go with that a while back, but I think they just keep realizing, hey, if we're going to do this, they just keep upgrading things to make it better, is my thoughts. And so, we talked to Dreamer, and I did ask him, like, is this something I can share? There's maybe one thing he said not to share, but I'm pretty sure I remember him saying, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a secret now. So I think with the tournaments, in-game chat. So that's cool, the in-game chat. Then PvP combat is on here. So he made it sound like, so there's I think within this tournaments is not just DFK dual tournaments. That's what So he told us all, and then I asked him, can I talk about this? And he definitely did not say no. So he's talking about a version of PvE coming real soon. And he said it's just going to be even more fun. So there's a version of PvE and some sort of version of crafting. Now there's, of course, the longer version, full-blown crafting. That's a ways out.
Right.
But
yeah, that's on the long-term roadmap. But I think you're right. I mean, as far as the tournaments go, there's going to be more than just duels involved.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a dual style tournament, but there's also going to be other things. So that, I guess, they're going to probably roll out here shortly because it's right after expeditions, right? Which should be in the next, hopefully, near-term future. So we'll see that. Yeah.
Yep. And he said on the combat side of things, of course, they're going to be building out the test net more, so we'll be able to use more heroes here soon. But he said that that's still not going to be, I don't think, too terribly far out. But he was really excited about this PvE coming. He said within a month or two. Like I'm adding the 2. He didn't say or 2.
Yeah.
So, man.
Yeah,
and
they're working on
it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be, the tournaments, the in-game chat, obviously, which I think is an easy one, and then PvP. And it sounds to me from everything that Hubert says on the AMAs now that he's only focused on PvP. So I'm thinking most of this stuff is pretty much, a done deal.
Yeah.
Combat should hopefully be here, sooner than we think. And then level 10 mining quest, which will be good. I think the guys from Bogside were talking about how our miners now are falling behind on experience because we can't get the same level 10 experience bonuses that we do from the other ones, but that'll be nice to have those out as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right here below the PvP. So, right.
You know, one of the things too, I think that they talked about, I'm not sure if it was in an AMA or at the conference, was after the token mining is done. So I think with Crystal Veil now, we're getting close to the end. They're going to change that mining to something different. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but you know, since there's not going to be any tokens, locked tokens left to mine, they're going to have something different take the place of that. So it'll be interesting to see what the miners actually can do after the tokens are all mined.
Interesting. Yeah, that's right. I just had some. What was I gonna say? Something with Dreamer. Oh man. So, of course, there's something here I can't share. But let's just say I'm real excited to watch the next crypto gym. We'll just say
definitely. That's
I'm
going to be
really,
really cool.
really excited to watch the next crypto gym.
Maybe season 1 and season 2.
Yes. So Jet even came on the stream on the first mega giga stream that Doug Hype was doing on Dragon's Crossing. We had Jet in there. Had an awesome time there. That was on Friday. Okay. And I spent that whole day with Jet. And I got the lowdown, baby. And I got to see like the first 15, 20 minutes of the first episode, and I started crying. I just couldn't even help it. And I mean bawling. Like I was like having to hold it back, like and just like, you all right? Just because just seeing it all come together, I've seen what it's taken him to do that. Okay. And it's like, wowzers. It's so good. It's going to be awesome. I'm so pumped for that TV show. There's so much more going on.
You being down there for like almost probably more than the entire day, right? You got so much insight. I mean, you were hobnobbing with the rich and famous. Those guys are on a different level, right? We're down here wondering what's going to happen from day to day, and they're planning out the next year of what's going to air on television. So this is going to be really huge. And it sounded to me like just from your trip down there, you just got so much from meetings with Jed and all the guys back there that you just, you know, your mind was pretty much blown, right? It was just like, whoa, this is insane.
Oh, man. And so, absolutely. So, what was so odd is that Jet did not hold back. He had his laptop up and he'd go 100 miles an hour. He probably sent 1,000 messages in between. Like we would go from meeting to stream to meeting to meeting to meeting. And he would just wrote me, and I'm like, you sure you want me in? This is just like, yeah. So it's like first it was BitBoy and his casting guy. I mean, they got so much going on. And then it was boom, straight to Dragon's Crossing. Then boom, right straight to the creator of Alpha District, the game Alpha District. Okay. And then boom. And that guy was an anomaly guy. He's also one of the creators of Star Wars, like right now. He's in Avengers. So he's got this huge vision. It's like his baby, this Alpha District game. Okay. And then where the weight token will be the primary, or not primary, the only in-game currency, you know, for the game. And that they're launching a whole bunch more, like in their incubator program, a whole bunch more projects in that where the weight and all the Neft brands, apps and stuff that they use, weight will be the only token in all of these projects. But I was right there, you know, like all these different meetings and all his private conversations. He wasn't trying to hide them. I wasn't looking at him. I was like, but he wasn't trying to hide them. I was trying to keep up with stuff myself. And he was just like, and then, you know, I just spent the whole day like attached to his hip the whole day. And then we went to lunch like for 2 hours and just shared each other's life stories. And I was like, I still didn't even know what it was all about. Like, I know he doesn't just do that normally with people, I don't think, you know, and he spent a great amount of time explaining to me his mindset. He's constantly juggling all the stuff going on, you know. So he's talking with George, he's talking with BitBoy. Those are specifically those two are big personalities, right? And he's just got to keep it cool, you know, keep the peace going on all over the place, and just keep the engagement going. And he's so good at it. Also, even with his top boss guy, Jeff, and even how that came to be and why is he there? Like Jet was a nobody, and but we see what a gem that he is. Just Mr. Make It Happen.
Yeah,
and so
it was really cool to hang out with him and Brian D. Evans after their panel and get a chance to, chat for a little bit. And those guys are both really good guys.
And they were eager to meet you guys and talk to him. Flu was there.
Yeah, Flu hung out. Great guy. We got a chance to talk about Dragon's Crossing, DFK, everything that he's working on with his earbuds and everything. So that was cool as well.
And so, connected with Dreamer a lot. And I was like, what do you think this is all about? Jet, I was there with him all day. Like all of his personal life and everything. I heard all about it. It's just like wild. And I don't know, man. I don't know. So,
yeah, it was great. The Ava Labs booth was by far the biggest booth there, right?
Yeah.
So there was tons of exposure for DFK. I don't know how they did that, but they had the entire backside of the booth. And Zealous he was the man on the spot. He had created like 200 or 300 of those trifold brochures and was handing them out to people. So I know that the guys talked about it a little bit, but he probably got 100 people to sign up for DFK, during the 2 days. He actually said, and big shout out to DFK Helper as well. He said that he got more hugs during that conference than he's probably had his entire life. He's like, why are people coming up and hugging me all the time? I don't get it. So he was making friends left and right.
And he funds that, by the way, out of his own pocket.
Yep.
So he'll promote our streams, like, different people. He'll promote our streams just to advertise for DeFi Kingdoms. Obviously, he's going to benefit from that with Helper, but he's just wanting to help spread the word about DeFi Kingdoms. And it showed. He was a machine. We didn't hardly even we got to hang out with him afterwards, not during, because he had printed out all those pamphlets out of his own pocket and did all that work. And he was like a DFK ambassador there the whole time. And when you're there, like I'm just connecting with people the whole time. And it's just like your head spinning on the whole time. You can't, it's like, and then time goes by so fast and after parties and man.
Yeah, that first day was just a blur. I mean, we got there right when it opened at like 9 o'clock. And I think that Brown Gent Sarge and I like walked in right when the doors opened at 9:30. And it was great because we got a chance to kind of peruse all the different booths and see behind the esports stage and go into the main stage area. We got a chance to see Chris get up on stage and talk all about like his vision and what he's doing, because he's part of an entirely different, like venture capital arm, community gaming that has like, all of these really cool ideas as well. And this is his first, delve into the conference. And he just like, he put it on. As far as I know, it went on without a hitch. It was really cool to actually be there. They had so many speakers. That was the only thing I was like, it was hard to get from one stage to the main stage. I mean, I was like trying to see the decentral stage and then go to the main stage, and there's people that I wanted to see on both of them. But other than that, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah. So much going. Really just hung out on a personal level with Dreamer, with Sunbear. After parties were the bomb, by the way. And then, okay. So more of the alpha I know we were wanting to talk about here, which all this is interesting. This roadmap. Interesting stuff. Okay. I know you specifically talked about gardening with pets on Profession 10 level quests, and specifically the pets that are performing the best are the skilled, where you boost your gardening skill, even performing better than the like token one. What is it again? The
Power Surge.
Power Surge. So the skilled gardening is even performing better for you than the Power Surge. And that's what I had a suspicion of. All the skilled pets are the best ones, common, uncut, whatever it is. And they just help you with your questing outcome so much. And so I've noticed now, especially in Serendale, where I have some gardens, where I have those, it is tripling. It's literally tripling my ROI. But to have Profession 10 level quest, high level hero with a pet with the skilled gardening, I am getting so much jewel and jade, more than even what I'm getting from my miners and the interest that I'm earning combined. Like I'm getting double the amount, double the value between jewel and jade than I am from the APR of the gardens themselves, like double.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
that what
I agree 100%, and I think that it was Zellies who also told me that the team is really smart. You know what we're seeing from the skilled greenskeeper is right now when our greenskeepers, you know, the main or our heroes, the main skill is like 20, 21, 22.
right?
When you put a pet that has 45 or 50 skill on top of that, all of a sudden you've got a 65 or a 70. Oh my God, yeah, that's going to triple your skill, right? It's going to just actually, you know, triple your bonuses and all of your power tokens that you're going to be getting. But as your hero gets higher, those pets are going to be worth less and less because all of a sudden they're going to have higher skill ratings. So that power surge is going to be worth more and more because as your hero gets to have a 30, a 40, a 50 level skill, then if you have a 65% power surge on top of that, it's going to be huge, right? I mean, that's just another portion to look at. But yeah, what I'm seeing personally is I love the fact that you have to start making choices. So you have to choose, are you going to get a low level hero and go out and do level 10 or level 0 profession quests? And you're not going to get much from them. Or are you going to take a high level hero, put a pet on them, and then go out and do level 10 quests and get more tiers, get more items, you know, get more experience? And I'm just loving the fact that now we've got these decisions to make where my low level heroes now, and I talked to you about this, I'm not doing as much summoning. And so when we talked about like, how do we curb the amount of hero population that's coming in? Well, it's kind of taking care of itself because I don't see the same kind of return from those level 0 quests as I do from the level 10 quests. So I'm going to add a pet on all of my level 10 heroes and get a much better return than I would just to go out and summon another low level hero and have them, you know, toil away for, you know, a month or two until they can actually go out there and get me a decent return.
Yeah. Oh, good point there. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
an
just looking
interesting
at it
point.
like this tree of decisions that we need to start making is going to be more fun, right? So we gotta start. The first thing looks like the expeditions. We get to choose like, okay, which of our heroes are just going to go out there and quest or are going to profession quest nonstop, you know, 24/7, 365. So great. All of our common, you know, low, you know, our heroes with not too high of abilities, probably the basic common heroes are going to go out there and do all of those profession quests infinitely, right? Probably
Right.
for a long time. And then we have all of our higher level heroes that we're going to choose. Okay, yeah, these ones are going to go out and they're going to go do a quest maybe every once in a while, but they're also too going to go out and do something else. And that's
Yeah.
when we actually get to start playing the game a little bit more. And I know that a lot of people came up to me at 3XP and said, well, how do I play this game? And it's just one of those things where it's really difficult to wrap your mind around when you first get into it because you're like, yeah, you go out and you buy a couple heroes and you take them questing, then you level them up, then you might summon with one or two. Then if you really like it, you might buy a Gen 0, which has unlimited summons, and then you can go out there and pair them up and you can decide what you want to do from that, you know, point of view as well. And there's just so many different things going on that I think people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't really get it. But thank God
Yep.
Zelly was there, right? Because he could explain this stuff, I think, much better than I could. And he had more people just going like, wow, this is great. They got their trifold brochures and they went out and I could see them just like their head was spinning and they're like, all right, I got to go try this. So it's fun to see all the new wallets getting created and the new daily active users going up.
Yes. So we've seen that. I guess there's some tweets out about that, I guess. So like with Jade, you know, with some of these Jade gardens, and we know that the circulating supply of Jade is less than half that of crystals. Is that right? Isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's like a third. And if you look at the
Doesn't it
market
say
cap
here?
right now, it's like 250,000. It's nothing.
It's nothing. So we're talking 59 million Jade in circulation, if this is correct, which I'm not 100% sure that it is. And then this is the locked Jade, I'm guessing, right? The 222 million.
Well, it's going to be part of the rewards. So some of the rewards
Down
and
the
some of the
road.
lock. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just the max supply, I
Right.
guess.
So they
Okay.
have 200 and wasn't it 250? I thought 250 was the max supply.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be 250.
But maybe the Jade amount has
Okay.
already gone down
The
from getting
total
burned.
supply, I bet this is what it is. There's still another 25 or 27 million Jade yet to be minted. That's my thought. Because as you're earning the rewards, then they're minted. The Jade gets minted every day. And then eventually that's going to cap out. So that'll take a while. But so in circulation, 59 million, and a lot of that is locked. A lot of this 59 million, I think
that that's the liquid Jade. I don't think
you
that's
think,
the
okay,
lock Jade. I think that's just the liquid Jade. I think the total supply includes the lock Jade. But if you go down to the circulating market cap, it's like 700,000. So it's like such an entirely low. We talked about that, I think, on the last stream that we did. The market cap of Jade, if somebody was to come around and buy 10,000 dollars worth of Jade, it would go up to like 3 cents or 4 cents, like it would triple. And it's just like in a matter of $10,000, just because the circulating supply is so low and the market cap is so low.
Right. Okay. And then there's 76 million Crystal. Interesting. I wonder.
You can see the market cap of Crystal is 1.4 or 1.5 million. So you're looking at almost double about the Jade. So you're looking at Jade as being worth half. And the funny thing is that Jade's token value is almost half. So it's like, why is it the fact that people aren't using Jade, or they're not valuing Jade as much as they should? I think it's only because of gas fees on Klaytn right now. They just aren't doing as much.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we're using Jade to hatch the eggs and summon because it's cheaper, and so that's going to be actually, I would think, more in demand because we got to buy it to summon or hatch eggs. That's where it's like not adding up in my mind. It is those numbers are different on the Coin Market Cap website. Coin Market Cap does say, like what you said, 250 million with the circulating supply market cap. But here's the thing also for Jade, okay, if you want to go garden some Jade, if you want to go degen now, if you got money to put in, okay, and you're looking for a spot to farm, I mean, I'm still not bullish on Jade in the short term, but if you're gardening, okay, all right, here, do we need to refresh? If you're gardening on top of the APRs, I mean, you're probably getting 100% on some of these. Like Jade Bitcoin right now is at 51%. So I know this, it's at least double. It's more than double.
Oh yeah.
It's easily more than double. Because if you have two gardeners with good pets, okay, you might be getting like 130% on that. And of course, the gardeners, it's all automatically released.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about anything locked. So
it's unlocked right now. And that's a huge deal because you can see like some of these pools are really low. So the rewards that you're going to get from them from actually doing the gardening quests are going to be even that much higher because you're getting a much bigger reward from a lower pool.
So of course it's better. Like Jewel is going to be more stable, but Jade is already so beat down, so low, and especially compared to Crystal, when, as we were saying, like Jade should be probably double the price of what Crystal is, but instead it's like half the price, or not quite half, but it's like backwards.
Yeah, it's like 2/3 of the price. And I told Brown Gent that Jade had its first green candle, first daily green candle, I think in as far as I can remember. So I bought some. It went from 1.3 cent to 1.4 cent. And
just on your one purchase?
I bought some. Yeah, I bought some of that day. I was like, okay, I'm going to buy some now because I'm bullish long term on this game, like and with Jade as low as it is, and with Crystal as low as it is, I really didn't think they would get this low. I thought Jewel would be hovering around $1. I thought the Crystal and Jade would be somewhere around 20 cents.
Yep.
It was just like, it's very bizarre to me that we are where we are. But I also too understand that in the middle of a bear market, and we could see it at 3XP, a lot of those people are just, they're treading water. you know, they're making it through this as well as they can, knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but everybody's kind of lengthening their roadmap, right? They're trying to like make as much out of, you know, squeeze as much runway as they can out of every single dime. And, you know, everybody's looking for like, okay, when's this going to end? And I know the DFK team's just like that too. We talked to Dreamer about it, and he's like, hey, we're making every dollar count. The nice thing is that Avalanche is going to be at the, what is it? It's the Korean, I think, blockchain week. And that's going to be in September. And so they invited DFK to come and hang out for a week at their booth. And it's going to be like a big highlight again, like it was in Barcelona, where they get a chance to, you know, highlight their top subnet. And then Token 2049 again is going to be in Singapore. I'm hoping to go to that. That's going to be super cool. You know, it's going to be at the Marina Bay Sands, which has that giant spaceship looking hotel pool at the very top. It's like on the 55th floor and has a big Ferris wheel, and all kinds of fireworks go off every night. So I'm psyched about that if I end up going to that. If not, you know, it looks like it's going to be cool. But everybody who went to the blockchain week last year said that the Asian market is nothing like the US market. The Asian market didn't go through all of these huge downturns. I mean, obviously they had Luna that collapsed, but they didn't have Three Arrows Capital or Celsius or, you know, all the other stuff that went on. So they were all extremely bullish. And, you know, people were building a lot, and it was just like, it sounded like a completely different vibe. So I want to go to the other side of the world and check that out and see, you know, see what people's mentality is and what they're excited about, because yeah, these are the things that I think are going to really start to take off over the next couple of years.
Yeah, man. And you're right. You made a good point. And it's hard to grind through the bear market. Teams doing what they can. You know, we definitely got that confirmation. They're going to keep grinding. They're going to keep going. Pervy Sage Workhorse going to keep building. When I talked to Workhorse, he said he was building out. He's been spending a ton of time doing something on lands, building stuff out on lands. And that's kind of what Dreamer, I think, was alluding to with the PvE part of it. That's coming soon. And so that's interesting. And Fistful of Dollars, the show's going to air in July. Next Crypto Gym, baby. So wild.
That'll be great. Once the show starts in July, I think that's going to bring a lot of eyeballs. Because didn't Jet say it's going to be like 100 million viewership that they've got on that channel?
Yeah, I mean, yes. So they have this basketball show that, you know, we're talking to BitBoy, and BitBoy's like, hey, why aren't I on that show, the basketball show? And he's like, I'm like, BitBoy, you a baller? Are you on the court? Got some moves on there? And he's like, oh, you just wait until you see. You just wait until you see it. I was like, really, BitBoy? I didn't see that. It was fun. It was funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I guess millions watched that show. It's like reality TV on basketball. But this is a whole different ballgame, because that's on Bitspoke TV, which I'm not even sure. I meant to ask Jet, like, how can I watch that show? Is it on Netflix? Where's it at? Because he's trying to work on Netflix, on Hulu, getting it there. Prime, Amazon Prime in the United States is in the works.
Wow.
Obviously, we know DirecTV, prime time. It's going to be on there.
Yep.
In the United States. So, and it's so well done. Let me just tell you, it is the first season, you know, but that's why they're so excited. They keep talking about season 2. But it's given, especially like they're going to have, I think he said, double or even triple the funding for season 2 for this whole thing.
Wow.
They've had all the funds they needed for season 1. So he's really wanting to take it mainstream. No joke. Love you, Sticks.
Yeah, it's funny what people watch now that's, you know, reality TV. And when it comes to like Shark Tank and all the other channels that, you know, shows that are out there like that, and people just fall in love with them. And I've watched a couple like Storage Wars and stuff, and I find myself getting, you know, into them as well. I'm like, oh my God, you could make an extra $500. Why don't you go with that one? You know, it's just like you spend a half an hour real easily now wrapped into a show. And it'd be great if you could get some exposure for all of these new crypto projects that are just, you know, big. And I know that Jed and the team, you know, they love what DFK is doing. And, I know that there's their support. And I know that actually George was like really bullish too and saying that he wanted to help out Dreamer on some different things. So I'm hoping that all comes to pass.
Yep. So Dreamer's been, as we know, George even said it right there on his stream, talking to Dreamer about possibly becoming an advisor for DeFi Kingdoms. Guess who else Dreamer had a meeting with about that? Brian D. Evans, baby.
Yeah.
That would instantly change the game.
Yep.
Even if he did nothing to advise, just if he actually just took no role, which of course he would. I think he'd give good advice to help, but just his influence on the market and getting people to stop saying DeFi Kingdoms is dead, DeFi Kingdoms rugged, the team rugged, all those, so many people still think that. We see it every day on Twitter. So
it was actually funny how many people came up to me at 3XP and said, "Oh my gosh, DeFi Kingdoms, you guys are the OG. You've been around the block. You've seen it all." Like, it's only been around for less than 2 years, and people are already calling it the project that's other projects are aspiring to be. So it'd be really cool if Brian D. Evans, George, any of the guys, we know what happens when you get those top influencers that just say a couple of nice words about the project. I mean, it just takes like, some of these channels that have 1 million subscribers to get excited about it and see, there's something that they like about it. And, we know just from being at the conference that all it takes is a couple hundred extra people and you start to see a little difference in the attitude and it really changes the outlook on things really quickly.
Yeah, it really makes such a big difference. Man. So I'm pumped. George is talking about, he's got this thing going on in Vegas, a little GeorgeCon, mini little GeorgeCon with Sin City crypto. Okay, that's coming in the end of July. And I think I'm going to try and go. And so he sent me an invite today. And I actually, he just messaged me, need to connect with him because I'm such a mess. But he talked about on his show wanting to have the first airing of the show at his GeorgeCon thing, out there in Vegas for next crypto gym, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
How cool would that be? I mean, that sounds awesome. I mean, not going to Vegas in July, which is going to be like 140 degrees, but having a little conference where George gets to push the the next crypto gem and gets a chance to hang out with some of the guys and stuff. And it's just going to take these little steps that are going to lead us in the right direction. I can see like everything that the team's doing, and that was the nice part about hanging out with Sun Bear and Dreamer for the last 2.5, 3 days, was just seeing how hard these guys are pushing and the relationships that they're building. And when you see people like Jet and Brian D. Evans on stage and they come over after they're off and hang out with Dreamer and chat about what's going on, I'm just like, good, you guys are making the right connections, you're moving in the right direction. We're making the right moves to get through this all together. And I think that having us there too it was fun. And it's just like Miami, where I felt like all of us were like in support. We're in the background just going like, yeah, baby, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this in DeFi Kingdoms. And then with the Avalanche people there too, they were impressed because there was all those new Avalanche projects that had their little boosts and they were kind of newbies, and we were coming up and helping them with little things that they needed, and they were excited about that too.
Yes. Avalanche showed out, baby. And everybody I talked to that's on a subnet or whatever, working with Avalanche, everyone says how awesome and easy they are to work with. All of them. So, man.
Yeah. My hat's off to Avalanche. I mean, they really showed up. I wasn't too sure because they weren't at the Decentral. So this is the first time I really got to see their booth and got a chance to hang out with some of their people. Like Ed, I think his last name was Chang, was the head of gaming, and he was getting interviewed the first day, and he was a really cool guy too. And they all have panels and they're all talking the talk, and I'm sure that they're probably having meetings all day and night as well, setting up these big things with gaming. But Avalanche wants to be the destination for every single gaming project. They want subnets for every big gaming project out there, and DFK is like their poster child. They want to, they want people to see like, look at this. 2 million transactions a day. You guys can be doing this too, so everybody's excited about that.
Man, dude, It's so bullish. And that's what we thought. Like when you said you thought Jewel would be at $1, you thought the power tokens maybe be around 20 cents or so. I did too. We thought at this time sentiment would be raising. We thought new people or other people start hearing about it again, want to jump back into the game. People that had previously been in it and aren't anymore, want to come back in, see, what heroes they had from a year ago or whatever, when they left the game, and just so many people just left. They're just all sitting over there in Harmony. We had a few people. There was a few people. It's like, wait, I think I still got some heroes on. You guys aren't on Harmony anymore. And so there was some of that,
Yep.
Hopefully get some more people coming back. We thought that'd be happening. Instead, that's what's baffling, this bear market. Instead, we kind of had the opposite effect. All the mega giga patch came out. And it was like, wait, what? Everybody's now leaving the game. Like, what's going on? And so we just got to hang in there. I know it's been discouraging for the team, certainly, when they see they get a lot of hate their way. And it's hard to keep in the right headspace and keep going, right? So we got to make sure we encourage the team. And, they're just human beings. They're doing their best, and they're doing better as far as putting new updates and stuff out there than who else is doing better? That's always my first question. Who's doing better than DeFi Kingdoms?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on right now. I know that I'm excited about what Alluvium's doing, and it sounds like they're getting pretty close on a couple of things. I watch another YouTuber, Scoriox, and he's he's down in Australia, and he's talking about like all the different things they have land, and they're getting ready for their battling, their 3v3 stuff, and that looks like it's going to be super awesome. So I'm hoping that can put some more excitement into the game too.
And Kong was talking to me. He was like, we need to do an Alluvium stream, and we'll do it. We'll cover that. There was a bunch of games there. It makes your head spin. There's so much you can't keep up with it. It's like, whoa, these guys been developing this awesome looking game, and then this awesome looking game, and then this awesome looking game, this awesome looking game. Are any of them out? Can we go in there and play any of those?
Yeah, there was that one game that was they were playing when we first got their mega weapon. That one looked pretty cool. It almost looked a little bit like Undead Blocks, where you're kind of like running around, but it's 6v6, and you've got to like get pieces of the mega weapon and bring them back to the little helo port, and then the drone comes down, picks them up, takes them back to your base so you can build the mega weapon. So I was enjoying the whole esports stage aspect of it, because I hadn't seen that in such a long time, where there was like a really cool presence. I mean, there was probably like chairs set up for like 100 people, and they had the giant screen, and then they had all the gaming chairs set up with, I think it was 3 professionals and 3 influencers on both teams. So it was pretty fair. It wasn't like they were going to get slaughtered by one team or the other, but the professionals, you could tell, I mean, the professional gamers are so good. I was just like, it's hard to watch them like, go up there and play against an amateur, because all these games, they're just like, oh yeah, this is child's play. They can just, they know what to do in order to like win these games. So that was part of it as well.
It's so fun. I love it. But yeah, there's not too much out there that's anywhere near as far along as DeFi Kingdoms.
Oh no. And there's nothing on the blockchain like DeFi King. Everybody has an NFT they want to sell, but nobody has a blockchain game.
Right. And so it's hard to beat, man. The team's doing good. They're not perfect, but they're doing as good as we could ever expect in Web3.
Yeah. And they launched the new website while we were there.
That's right.
So that was cool. Dreamer's like, hey, we've got a special announcement. And he just, he refreshed the thing, and it was like, look at this new website. And we're like, whoa, this is cool. We're looking like a real, actual mobile friendly gaming project now, that we can, we can see, like, we can drive people to DefiKingdoms.com and show them like, okay, here's all the data, here's the white paper, here's everything that you need to know about the game.
Yeah, I love it, man. And so, what else? Blockchain billionaires, baby. I'm going to be doing a stream with Karakit. He just brought a new buddy on. He brought somebody new on, and that guy's already up over 1,500 heroes. We're going to bring him on the channel. He wants to do a big giveaway and promote the game. Karakit out there, Swiss crypto guy, okay, out there in Switzerland. We got blockchain billionaires. wants to bring me on his channel. I think make sure you follow this guy. He's been doing this buy of the week, and he's got Jewel in there. He did that. He had Jewel in there like a month or so ago, and so that's been fun. I think I'm going to get on with him. I've got like so many messages to catch up with. I think I'm getting on with Jet like real soon. Jet wanted to get on today, but
That's great.
So maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, bring Jet back on and chat about everything. And yeah, I think that he's going to be a huge influence on, DFK and a lot of other blockchain projects. So I think the more that we can, hang out with Jet, have a chance to help him out if he needs anything, him and Brian D. Evans and George and all those guys are just going to be really, the saving grace for when it comes to getting the word out there and helping, people get into the game and get more people into Web3. That was kind of the big thing is in Dreamer's panel was, getting more adoption in the Web3 space. And I thought the Dreamer had some really good points. If you haven't seen that, the Mythic Squad, Starbuck streamed that entire, I think it was the 35 minutes or so. So you can hear what Dreamer had to say. Again, he steals the spotlight when it comes to all of these, panels that he's on. And even when Grady wasn't there, Styx Intern and Sarge and, Mosh and some of the other guys and us that were there, we were like, yeah, baby, so that, we could get it out there. Because I think, too, that one of the guys was saying that while he was doing his esports gaming this weekend, it got out to 20-some thousand people. So he Twitch streamed it, and he said that 20,000 people were watching. I was like, wow, that's a pretty good audience.
Wait, who said that?
So one of the esports guys tweeted out that over the weekend, his Twitch stream went out to he was viewed by over 20,000 people.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. So like George, the first tweet he sent out is anybody still playing DeFi Kingdoms? He sent out that tweet, right? Like a month ago.
Right.
And that thing has it's pushing like 70,000 views, that tweet. So we got that. And then he did another tweet about DeFi Kingdoms. He hasn't ever done that. Ever. Tweet about DeFi Kingdoms. Well, what do you think that's a sign of?
I think George is going to come on. And now that you've got this up here, Grady, I mean, we might as well tell people my favorite pool right now.
Yeah.
By far is Jewel ETH.
Okay, that's what I just did.
Exactly. Jewel ETH to me is like both of them are so undervalued. If you take a look at where Ethereum is and how much is getting staked right now and how much is actually on exchanges. In fact, people are talking that the new liquidity pair tokens are going to be staked ETH instead of wrapped ETH. If that becomes the actual norm where staked ETH becomes the liquidity pool token for all of these pools, can you imagine how many people are going to be staked? And that's not liquid anymore. You can't just go out and sell staked ETH. You got to unwrap it and unstake it. So the amount that's going to be supplied is just going to be absolutely, infinitesimally too small when we have a next bull run. So things are kind of lining up in the way that's like, okay, all this Jewel is getting staked, all this ETH is getting staked, and where are they going to go? There's no place for them to go. As soon as there's any demand whatsoever, they're all going to just, in my opinion, they're going to all just go crazy.
Yeah. And I've been pounding here lately since Jade is so low, pounding into this Bitcoin Jade pool little bit. And then what I'll do is then one day I'll sell a bunch of Jade and just start, getting a whole bunch of Bitcoin, not a whole bunch, as you can see here, but I'll sell a bunch of Jade and build up that Bitcoin. Okay. And then I'll start throwing the Jade that I'm earning right in here into the pool.
I love that, Grady. People always ask me, like, how do I acquire Bitcoin? It's too expensive. I'll never get any. I'm like, put some in the wrap Bitcoin, Jewel pool. And you'll start getting some, and then you'll just be able to compound it. Now, it's probably not going to be a lot, but at least it'll give you some, and it'll get your feet wet. You can actually see, how the liquidity pools work, how much you're getting from it. Does it make sense to add more? And right now is the perfect time to do it when both of them are so absolutely crushed, right? It's just like, I can't see a better time. We all made the mistake of doing it when it was at all-time highs, but right now we're like, okay, we're making our way through this bear market. We can kind of see the spring as it starts to happen here. And then as we get into, summer again. I just think it's going to be, like I talked to you on the last stream, 2024 is an election year, and everybody calls it, the halvening year, which, isn't the best for Bitcoin. But with an election year, I think it's just going to be the money printer is going to come on again. The economy is going to go crazy. The politicians want to get reelected. They don't want anything to go bad. So there's going to be a lot of pressure for everything, every asset that is owned right now to go up.
Yeah, man. I love it. Look right here. We got Crypto Artist in the house. He said he just came back into the game, and he just bought some new heroes and pets. He's like, wow, I love the new art. Let's go.
Isn't that cool? I was telling Dreamer that it's kind of like Harry Potter now, where your NFTs are changing, from when they're going out and questing to when they're in the market, and it's just like so cool now to have that changing NFT art, and people like crypto artists can appreciate it, and they're like, yeah, this is cool. I want to own one of these because it's actually a really cool card. I want a Dread Knight or a Dark Knight or a Paladin that's actually doing something, and it's cool to watch.
Right. I love it, man. Wow. Okay, blockchain billionaires asking us about cornucopias. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I did a video on that about a year ago, probably longer than that. They're a huge metaverse on Cardano, and I got into their initial game offering, which was really good. I mean, the token shot up like 10x. And it was it had a lot of promise to it. I haven't really kept up with it, to tell you the truth, but I know those guys really well, and they're good guys who are working on it. They're building and building and building. I just don't know much more than that, because I got off Cardano once it started to sink, and I haven't been back on there for a while.
Okay, maybe blockchain billionaires can tell us about that. I love it. Sergeant, so good meeting you, man. Love you. Zellies, of course, always. Zellies is a modern day prophet, boys and girls. This guy, tell you what, he's one of a kind. Yes, I want to see DFK on the esports arena next year. Sun Bear agreed and said, well, that's the goal. Booyah. Let's go. He's going to be an esport level game. This game, DeFi Kingdoms. Esport level game.
Didn't you say that Workhorse wants to have it as one of their games at Wisdom Studios?
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's their baby. It's their only game. Let's go. Yeah. So guys, just hang in there with DeFi Kingdoms. They're not going anywhere. It's bullish. They're building. Nothing's changed. It's even better than what it's been. Never ever should we have been more bullish on the game. But hey, if you're getting fidgety, if you're getting antsy to play something, get in there and play some Dragon's Crossing, because I'll tell you, I am addicted to that game. It's like the whole flight home, didn't sleep for 48 hours, and it's just like, oh, yeah, I want to play Dragon's Crossing. Let's go. So it's addictive, so fun. And then in a year from now, here's what's going to happen. Esport level game, DeFi Kingdoms is going to be going. We're going to be in that arena. We're going to be in Wisdom Game. We're going to travel we're going to get up there. We're going to go to Minneapolis, baby, Minnesota. We're going to be playing DeFi Kingdoms. People are going to start having titles. We're going to say, this guy's a pro at playing DeFi Kingdoms. Just think of it, the thoughts. Can you imagine? So-and-so, Mosh and Starbuck and whoever. These guys are pros at DeFi Kingdoms.
That's going to be so awesome. And I think that it's, one of those things that's out there that is going to be super cool is that, the Twitch streaming and the stuff that's going to happen once PvP is out there, and even PvE, is going to be really, really cool to watch. And I'm not a big Twitch person right now. I know that like WowWee and, a couple of the other people are out there on Twitch all the time, Too Honest and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be one of those things where there's a big pool of people that are all, not familiar with DFK, that are all going to get like their initiation into the game. And it's going to be really fun to watch. Like once there's something for them to do, they're going to be like, well, this is kind of cool. Maybe I should go try this out.
Let's go. Hey, I'm pumped. I think a makeover is a great idea for many games after this bear market. Helps alleviate a little PTSD. Yeah.
What we should do, I'm sure somebody's probably already done it, is take the cards when they were first minted, and what they look like, and then take them to where they are right now. And it's it is so insane to see like the difference in. I mean, the first time I saw this, I thought, oh God, this game's going to be a rug because it doesn't have the, it doesn't have any time put into the graphics or the art or anything like that. But where it's come to today, I mean, look at this. This is super high quality. And really,
Yeah.
realistically, there's not anything that's changed other than the game's gotten so much better. I think I was reading today on one of the Twitter posts that in the first week since Diablo 4 has been out, it's made $660 million.
I mean, and that's what the point of this is now exactly. Diablo made that money.
Diablo, well, Activision Blizzard made that money, and it's probably going to be Microsoft's money. But yeah, these companies are making billions and billions of dollars, and they really don't have a game where you own your assets.
Right. In this, we become the bank, essentially. That's DeFi, baby.
Yeah.
That's decentralized finance at its best.
And what Dreamer set up on stage was really true. At Run With Me was that, we all are stakeholders in the game. We get to vote. We get to tell them what it is that we want to do, what it is that we want the team to work on. And it's just like we all are part owners in everything that goes on inside the realm. So why wouldn't we be advocating for all of these changes and all of these really cool things to happen? Because yeah, when we win, everybody wins. Whereas if you've got like your Halos and your Diablos that are just owned by a gaming studio, they're going to put out that crazy game that probably cost them $100 million to make, but nobody shares in that. You pay your $60 or whatever it costs to buy the thing, and then you might buy some skins or something inside the game. So you probably put all in like $100 or more, and you get nothing at the end of the day. Even when you finish it, you don't get any. You can't sell your game. I remember when I was younger, we used to take our games when we were done with them, we'd sell them secondhand, and we could make like $10 from if we bought a game. Now I don't even think you can sell them anymore.
Yeah, no, that's true. So how do you see the original version of the heroes? I know there's a way to do that.
Yeah, I think that on Bogside Chess, they were talking about there's a way to see the classic look. I don't know.
Classic. And I remember them saying that.
Is it up there on the menu bar up top underneath like the refresh button and the flip all? Are those the
No, none of these.
growth genes. Okay.
Yeah. Is it? I remember the team mentioned it too. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the classic, like the ones that were minted, they were all one color, right? It was like they were orange and green and purple, but they didn't have any, the hero was just I don't even know if the hero actually moved. I think it was just static. It didn't have a background either. So it was just like, a couple of items on top.
Right. So I'm loving it. Anyways, I think there is a way somewhere. Shout out to Zellies and Helper. Zellies did so much work out there. He does so much.
Love you, man.
So much for the project and the team, man. So love you, man. Zellies, DFK Helper, baby. And the whole time I haven't hardly paid attention to DeFi Kingdoms, and all my heroes been questing away, baby, on DFK Helper. I love it. Okay. So, go to account management. That's what Digital Sniper says. Let's go. Love you, Zellies. Okay. So, account management. Where's that? Account management? I don't know. Interesting.
It's interesting too. Is it on the little guy, the My Account?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, classic hero view right here.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay, so now let's look at them. Oh,
there we go.
So we got that. Versus
that's even V2 though. I mean, that's after the mint.
Yeah, I know, right? Versus this.
They're just so badass now. I mean, they're just you can just tell they're out there foraging, getting you all kinds of stuff.
Right. Baby. That's right. Digital Sniper telling us how it's done.
Thank you, Digital Sniper. Appreciate that. Make sure to smash the like button for Grady. He was a trooper. He went through the entire 4 days out in LA and was was an ambassador for the project. Maybe was second to Zellies, but still did an amazing job with everything that went on. You know, Brown Gent making the trip all the way here from Canada. There's a lot of people that made trips out to LA to hang out with everybody. And I hope that everybody had an amazing time. I mean, we had the DFK meetup. Oh, big shout out to Bolon for sending the bloaters.
Oh
I know Pieface and she loves to see them out there. So the bloaters were a huge hit.
Huge.
As soon as we opened the box at the DFK meetup, everybody wanted a bloater. So, you know, we gave out a box there, and then we gave out a box at the conference where it was just like everybody who came up to us was like, can I have one? I want one for my kids. And they were all walking around the conference with their bloaters. And I was just like, this is cool. That was like DFK was everywhere.
Yeah. And people were tweeting out their bloater. Like someone who's not in the game got one. This gal that we hung out with at lunch that first day. What's her name? I forgot her name. She was there with us. And she's a promoter. Like she's got her own like agency, helps promote projects. She tweeted out the bloater on the plane. I think if I'm thinking of the right person. So
yeah, she was really cool. I mean, there were so many really cool people that like showed up and were giving us all lots of love, you know, everywhere. It was like DFK is the OG project in crypto. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. I guess so. But you know, I don't think any project right now is the end all be all. I think everybody's just building and building and building. And one of these games is just going to absolutely take off. But that was the one thing, Grady, I think that you just mentioned. And realistically, these games, even like Champions Ascension and stuff, are all Web 2 games. And they just, you know, they have NFTs that are built, you know, for, you know, owning their assets. But DFK is the actual, you know, blockchain game that everything that you own, everything that's involved in there is some type of a token. And it's just really cool to see that they, you know, they embrace the entire blockchain space, unlike any of these other games that are really cool. I mean, I can't even say like these games are all super cool. I probably would get killed in the first 5 seconds of trying to play it, but you know, they're super awesome games.
Dude, so be sure you guys watch this video that Kristian Peter put out today. Go to Kristian Peter's channel. So good, man.
There's Crypto Stash with his toga.
Yeah, right there. That was the toga party. Okay. I'm going to copy that link and share it right here in the chat, baby. Okay. I love it. Well, yeah, Erica. I might be thinking of Erica, not Remy. But maybe Remy did. Maybe they both did. I saw tweets going out there. People are out there tweeting, baby. Let's go.
Yep. Make sure that you tag DFK and everything. That's what I was saying is just like, we'll get you a bloater. You need to tag DFK, make some really cool, you know, bloater animation videos or photos where the bloater's doing something cool. I was trying to take as many pictures with bloaters as I could at the conference. So I'm hoping that, you know, we need that mascot out there to drive that, you know, that when people see it, they'll be like, oh, because everybody came up and said, I want to fish. And I'm like, no, it's a bloater. You know, and they're like,
it's funny. I brought one to Jet and Jeff Mahoney, Jeff, and they didn't even know what it was. Cracking me up.
Exactly. They're like, how do you get them? I'm like, you fish in the game. If you get a hero, go fishing, you'll catch a bloater. They're like, oh,
in Sarandale. Yes. You can get an ice bloater in Crystal Vale. I love it. Okay, man. Anything else?
No, that's it. I mean, much love to you, you know, and all of the entire DFK team. It was a really cool couple of days in LA. I did talk to Dreamer a little bit about DFK Con. I know that's in the works. It's probably not going to be for a while, but that should be something too that's coming up here.
Let's go.
And, you know, we'll get the community involved. The bigger and more vocal we get, the better it is for everybody.
Absolutely. So all these people spoke here. Your video, man. I'm going to go watch it again.
You had a chance to hang out with, was it Aaron or Austin from Altcoin Daily?
Dude, he came up to me.
Yeah.
So what was so ironic is Jet specifically said, hey, if you get a chance, you know, if you get a chance to talk to those two, to the twins, tell them, give them some love. Tell them I said, hey, I'd love to have them on the show. And I said, okay. Yeah, because I asked him. Well, then I'm wearing the weight shirt, you know, because he gave it to me and I threw it on when I was there.
Right.
When we go to that after party and he comes up and starts talking to me, he's like, wait, what's going on? Is DeFi Kingdoms going to be on that TV show? And then we just start talking. And he was just like a friend. We're just hanging out. That was fun.
That was
then I got
awesome.
to tell him exactly what Jet wanted me to tell him. It was just like perfect. And that was right when Mosh knocked over this little girl. Man. But he caught her. He saved
That's right. Playing 3-on-3 basketball at the FaZe Clan headquarters. That was like crazy. Oh my gosh.
Hilarious. I love it. I love these guys. Let's go. All right, man. Kristian Peter, DFKCon, maybe coming. Let's go. Kristian Peter and Crypto Grady out.
Love you, man.
Yes, love you. DeFi Kingdoms, let's go. Hang in there. I love it.